A very attractive lady goes up to a bar in a quiet rural pub. She gestures alluringly to the bartender, who comes over immediately. When he arrives, she seductively signals that he should bring his face closer to hers. When he does, she begins to gently caress his full beard. "Are you the manager?" she asks, softly stroking his face with both hands. "Actually, no," the man replies. "Can you get him for me?" "I need to speak to him," she says, running her hands beyond his beard and into his hair. "Can't," breathes the bartender. "He's not here." "Is there anything I can do?" "Yes, there is. I need you to give him a message," she continues. "What should I tell him?" the bartender manages to say. "Tell him," she whispers, "there is no toilet paper, hand soap, or paper towels in the ladies' room." A rookie police officer was assigned to ride in a cruiser with an experienced partner. A call came over the car's radio telling them to disperse some people who were loitering. The officers drove to the street and observed a small crowd standing on a corner. The rookie rolled down his window and said, "Let's get off the corner." No one moved, so he resorted to the loudspeaker. "Let's get off the corner," it boomed. Still, no one seemed to take any notice. "All right, folks, if you don't move after I count to 3, I'm breaking out my baton," the rookie cried. Intimidated, the group of people began to leave in a hurry, casting puzzled glances in his direction. Proud of his first official act, the young policeman turned to his partner and asked, "Well, how did I do?" "Pretty good," replied the veteran, "especially since this is a bus stop." A police officer was on patrol at night and saw two men fighting in the middle of the street in front of a house. He flashed his police lights, hopped out the car and pulled the two men apart. He cuffed them both and sat them apart from each other on the sidewalk. "Enough. Explain what is going on here," the policeman said to the first man. "Well," the first man sighed, "it all started a few nights ago when I thought my girlfriend was cheating on me. I came round to her place to surprise her and found her watching a movie with two suspiciously empty pizza boxes next to her. She said she was just hungry, but who the hell orders two large pizzas to themselves?" "A valid point," the policeman nodded. "Anyway," the first man continued, "I decided to stake out her house. So I'm waiting here out in the street, watching to see if anyone goes into that pink house on the other side of the road. I have my maid at the pizza shop deliver me a pizza while I wait. Everything's quiet and I'm just about to start eating my pizza, until I see that dickhead over there come creeping around the side of the house." "That man over there?" the policeman asked. "Yes. So naturally I confronted him and he denied seeing my girl. Next thing you know we're in the middle of a brawl and then you arrive." The policeman thought for a moment, then undid the cuffs. "Here's the deal, give me your pizza and I'll let you drive away with a warning." The first man nodded grumpily, hopped in his car and drove off. The policeman placed the pizza in his car and then walked over to the second man. "That guy says you sleeping with his girlfriend," the policeman stated. "I did no such thing," the second man roared. "So what were you doing?" the policeman asked. "Well," the second man mumbled, "darn, you'll catch me anyways when you search me." "All right, I was trying to rob the place." "That's hardly any better," the policeman replied. "The windows were locked up tight, so I decided to give up. Next thing I know some guy is screaming at me, saying I'm having a thing with his girl. We ended up in a fight. Then you turn up. Empty your pockets," the policeman said. The second man pulled out lock-picking tools, a skeleton key and a pair of diamond earrings from the last house he had robbed. "I'll take those," the policeman said, "but because I'm in a good mood, I'll let you go." The second man couldn't believe his luck. He skipped away down the street. Suddenly, the lights at the front of the house turned on. A woman came marching out. "What the is going on out here?" she asked the police officer. The policeman turned around. "Nothing, babe, just got you a pizza and some new jewelry." A man with a winking problem is applying for a position as a sales representative for a large firm. The interviewer looks over his papers and says, "This is phenomenal. You've graduated from the best schools, your recommendations are wonderful, and your experience is unparalleled. Normally, we'd hire you without a second thought. However, a sales representative has a highly visible position, and we're afraid that your constant winking will scare off potential customers. I'm sorry, we can't hire you." "But wait," he said. "If I take 2 aspirin, I'll stop winking." "Really? Great. Show me." So the applicant reaches into his jacket pocket and begins pulling out all sorts of condom. Blue, ribbed, flavored condom. Finally, at the bottom, he finds a packet of aspirin. He tears it open, swallows the pills, and stops winking. "Well," said the interviewer, "that's all well and good, but this is a respectable company, and we will not have our employees womanizings all over the country." "Womanizing? What do you mean? I'm a happily married man." "Well then, how do you explain all these condoms?" "Oh, that," he sighed. "Have you ever walked into a pharmacy, winking, and asked for aspirin?" This guy goes to the doctor for a checkup, and after some tests, the doctor comes in with a grave look on his face. "Doctor, well, I have some bad news and some really bad news." Guy, "Well, give me the really bad news first." "Doctor, you have cancer, and only 6 months to live." Guy, "And the bad news?" "Doctor, you have Alzheimer's disease." Guy, "Thank God. I was afraid I had cancer." A golfer hooked his tee shot over a hill and onto the next fairway. Walking toward his ball, he saw a man lying on the ground, groaning with pain. "I'm an attorney," the wincing man said, "and this is going to cost you $5,000. "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry," the concerned golfer replied. "But I did yell for." "I'll take it," the attorney said. A drunk that smelled like a brewery got on a bus one day. He sat down next to a priest. The drunk's shirt was stained, his face was full of bright red lipstick, and he had a half-empty bottle of wine sticking out of his pocket. He opened his newspaper and started reading. A couple minutes later, he asked the priest, "Father, what causes arthritis?" "Mister, it's caused by loose living, being with cheap, wicked women, too much alcohol, and contempt for your fellow man," the priest replied. "Imagine that," the drunk muttered. He returned to reading his paper. The priest, thinking about what he had said, turned to the man and apologized. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come on so strong." "How long have you had arthritis?" "I don't have arthritis, Father," the drunk said, "but I just read in the paper that the Pope does." My son 5 years old, who, after watching a story of an emperor on TV, said to his mother, "Mom, I also want 7 wives, one will cook for me, one will read for me, one will go for walk with me, one will sing for me, one can bath me." Mom smiled and said, "Then at night time I don't have to accompany you to sleep." After some thought, my son said, "Not possible, I still want to sleep with you, Mummy." Mom's eyes fill up with tears of happiness. "My sweet son. Then who will sleep with your 7 wives?" "Let them sleep with Daddy." Dad's eyes filled up with tears of happiness. "My sweet son." A husband and wife sat down at their table at a coffee shop in New York City. The wife saw a pretty young woman sitting at a table and wearing the most gorgeous pair of shoes she's ever seen. I'd love to know where that lady got those shoes, she said to her husband. Maybe I should ask her. The husband raises a hand. Allow me, my love. The wife beams at him. What a gentleman. Thanks, sweetie. The husband walked over to the young woman and asked, Where did you get those shoes? I got them in a store just around the corner from here, replied the woman. Nice. How much were they? Oh, around $500. Thanks for letting me know. The husband returned to his table and said to his wife, she got her shoes in Los Angeles. Hey there, I put a lot effort into making these videos, so please subscribe for more jokes and stay happy, thank you.